Hey there, this is Rick, and this is just a really quick introduction to this video. I've just watched it back after recording it, and if you're not interested in the particular subject that you see in the title to this video, then it's going to be as dull as ditch water for you, so you might want to pass this one by. But if you're interested in the subject title, which is basically websites as one possible option for leaving the rat race, then do feel free to watch on. Okay, that's it. On with the video.
Greetings and salutations. This is Rick. I hope everyone's having a great day. Alrighty, I'm going to make another video regarding the whole rat race thing. Thanks to everybody who left comments on my previous video. The previous video where I was talking about leaving the rat race, it obviously went down very well. I just checked and I've had 110 comments on it. And I've only had 2 rotten comments, which were from people sort of accusing me of destroying the civilized world. Actually, saying that, the two rotten comments that I did get were actually valid in one respect, because they said, you know, look, if everybody leaves the rat race, you know, who's going to clean the sewers? Who's going to look after the elderly? Who's going to you know, do the jobs that nobody wants to do? And to be honest, it's in a way it's quite a valid question. You know, hypothetically, I mean, I can't ever see us ever reaching that kind of stage, not at least not in my lifetime anyway. I mean, I think the only reason that people are looking to leave the rat race is because jobs are so horrible these days. You know, the working environment is just so anti-human that people are looking to get out. And, you know, if we didn't have that kind of exploitation of people, then the whole concept of leaving the rat race wouldn't be necessary to many people. And so there we go, that's my answer. But I would be interested to know your answers. You know, if everybody does decide to get up and leave the rat race and get out of the you know, the society we've got at the moment, you know, working society we've got at the moment, you know, who will clean the drains, who will empty the rubbish and look after the elderly? Be interested to read your comments below. Anyway, like I say, like most of you really seem to what's the word I'm looking for? Seem to get on quite well with the last video I put up, which I was a little bit surprised because I was expecting a little bit more sort of backlashy comments, to be honest. But like I say, I only got a couple. But get on with it, Rick. Yeah, sorry. I'm in kind of waffle mode, and this is the mode, as I said in the previous video, that I keep locking into every time I attempt to sort of talk about this stuff, because it is so hard to talk about. And other people got in touch with me and said, you know, I actually tried making a video like this, exactly what you said, and they gave up as well, because it is so hard to vocalize this stuff. So anyway, you guys are obviously interested in some of the stuff that I talked about in the last video about earning sort of passive incomes and stuff. And so I will continue today in this video, and what I've decided to do is I'm going to chunk it down and break it down into various segments, and then just talk on one particular segment in each video. So I suppose it'll be like a little mini series, but I'm not going to call it like an actual series and make little intros and stuff for it. It's just going to be me chatting. But in today's video, what I want to talk about is websites, and sort of building websites, because one of the most reliable passive incomes that I've got going at the moment, it's not the biggest, but it's the most reliable, it's the most consistent, the most steady, has been from websites. Now, there are 2 ways of building websites. There's the right way and the wrong way. You can really easily, I mean, there's so much software out now that you can buy a piece of website building software, and it's literally drag and drop, and it's very simple to operate. But you can make the most amazing website on the planet, but if you do not know how to make it in a certain way so that people looking for it will find it, then it will be the most amazing website in the world, sat out there on the web with no views. And ultimately, if you want to make an income from a website, it's all about getting the numbers. You have to have what's called traffic. In the case of shops, it's like you have to have what they call footfall. In the case of websites, it's traffic. Now, one of the most successful websites I've ever done was the one I did about 4 years ago on container gardening for food. And the reason that website has done really well is because I built it properly. Now, the thing is, when I first built that website, I did not have a clue on how to build a proper website. So what I did was I actually enrolled with a company that would teach me how to do it. Now, I know that sounds quite scary. It's like, going to college or whatever. But actually what it was all online. I basically signed up with this company. You pay them an annual amount, and it wasn't cheap. It was quite expensive, for me. But for me, it was an investment, because what this company do is they basically take you by the hand and they show you step by step, page by page, what you have to do, and they do it through video tutorials, and it's very, very clear and concise. And it's basically, in order to build a decent website, there is just a basic recipe that you must follow. And like I say, these guys, they they can take almost anyone from from out in the street or whatever and put them through this like training program that they've got. You basically just sit there watching their videos, and then at the end of each video you go and do the little bit to your own website, and then they show you the next stage and another video, and here's how to do this, and then you do exactly the same. And it did take a lot of time. The thing with building websites is it's a bit like we go back to that example of the author writing a book. It's exactly the same thing. You put a lot of work and effort in up front. The author will put a lot of work and effort into writing the book. It might take them a year or two even. But then, they end up with this big chunky book, and then they go off and get it published. And then the book's done. There's no more to be done on it. And obviously, it's publicity or whatever they got to do. But generally speaking, the author will then earn a income from that book, obviously depending on what it is and how well it does, for the rest of time, because that book, once the work has been done up front, it's there forever. And the same goes with websites. And like I say, I basically built this website up over a course of probably about a year. I would, in my spare time, I would write a page an evening, maybe about 4 pages, maybe 5 pages a week I would write, and I'd write them in a very specific way. And in order to get the traffic, you basically you have to write these web pages in a specific way. Now, some people will know about things like search engine optimization and things like that. Well, gone are the days where you can write a website based purely on keywords, in the hope of attracting lots of attention. Basically, Google, over the last couple of years, bought out a couple of algorithms and named them after black and white animals. One was called Penguin and the other one was called Panda. And basically, it's Google's job to get the person searching for information, it's their job to find them that information as quickly as possible. Now, you may remember from sort of, 5 years plus ago, if ever you did a search for specific information, the chances are you would have got what was called a search engine optimized website, which is basically a PAP site, a useless website. It's just full of like keywords and little nuggets of information, little sentences and stuff that are probably normally nicked from other websites, containing certain keywords. And then those websites, or the pages that you sort of land on, will have loads and loads of adverts all over it. And that's basically what Google is trying to eliminate. And so in order to write a website, you have to create something that's genuine. And this is where I did particularly well with the gardening site, because I had a passion about it. I had it was like a hobby. I had a passion about it, and really kind of wanted to write about it. And so the website that I wrote was genuine. It was anybody visiting the site could tell that it was genuine. It was written by a human being. It wasn't there just for the sake of the keywords to, it wasn't like a spammy site. It wasn't just trying to shove products down your throat as soon as you arrived. And that is basically the way to go. You have to build a website that's genuine. And that's what they did, and as a result, because it's a genuine website, people will go there. They can see straight away it's a genuine website, and they will spend time there. And during their time there, they will be exposed to like various adverts. I use like Google ads and stuff down the sides, and very occasionally people will buy products through my website, and again, there's a little stream of income. So basically, that's the basics of web building. So basically, anybody can build a website, but the idea is if you have a hobby, a passion, an interest, something a reasonable amount about, then it's quite possible you could build a website on it. And the idea is that what you do is you find a niche or a niche if you're in the States. And that's exactly what I did with, like, for example, the container gardening for food. I wanted to do one on container gardening, but there were hundreds of websites out there on container gardening. So I just kind of narrowed it down a bit more, and I realised that container gardening for food was quite a cool niche. Now, the thing with this company that I use, they sort of took the sting out of everything, and they made it very easy to do. Now, it wasn't quick and easy, like I say, it took me a long time to kind of work my way through their course. But what they've got all the tools in one place. You end up with this dashboard, and you've got like hundreds of these tools that you can use. And one of the tools they have is like a keyword finder, and this is just like the most amazing tool ever. And it basically tells you or helps you to find your niche. So, say for example, you are really interested in, let's just pluck a random subject out of the sky. Say you're interested in train spotting. I don't know why I thought of that, but I'm not a train spotter. So you're really interested in train spotting. You have a passion for it. It's your hobby. You know stuff about it. You're more than qualified to be able to write a little website on it. Then what you do is you literally go to this little engine thing that they've got on this site, and you type in train spotting, and it will go off and it will come back with loads and loads and loads of related keywords. And it might be train spotting for different countries, or I don't know. I can't think of many examples outside of train spotting, but it will come back with any keywords related to train spotting, and then it will tell you how much demand there is for that particular subject, and how much information is already available out there. And it's like a supply and demand thing. So, for example, say you put in train spotting, it comes up with this big list of names, and then amongst those names is train spotting in Kenya. I don't know. And then all of a sudden it will say that there's 10,000 demand for that keyword, train spotting in Kenya, but there's no supply, or very, very little supply. That will be a powerful web page to write. So you basically end up writing an article on train spotting in Kenya, and then when you publish that to your web, anybody of that, say there's 10,000 people a month looking, physically typing in train spotting in Kenya. Why I chose these examples, I have no idea. But basically, anybody typing in train spotting in Kenya will get taken straight to your page. So your page will be really high up in the Google search results. Now, obviously, the more pages you write that are written in that way, so that you're writing pages where there is demand for that particular subject. If there's high demand but low supply, then your web page will appear high up in the Google search. And that basically means, obviously, the more pages you have, the more your website's going to show up in the Google search results. And it's pretty much, as simple as that. Obviously, ultimately, you want to end up with hundreds of pages. So obviously, the more pages you got, the more traffic you get, and the more traffic you get, the more exposure that your Google ads and whatever other ads and products and services, the more exposure they get, and the more kind of hits you get. And that's basically, websites 101. Like I say, there is a certain degree of keyword focusing on the pages. So you write pages that are focused on keywords, but how can I put it? It's more than just the keywords. It's so much more than just appearing at the top of the Google search results. It's about having absolute quality in your website, so it has to be genuine. When you write an article and you put the pictures up, and you make it a pleasant place to be, and you make it so that the people who come to your page, will enjoy being there. And that's the difference between a genuine site and a PAP site. And like I say, Google have now got these algorithms out there that are pulling out all of the PAP sites and just either delisting them or just putting them way to the bottom of the pile, so that the quality sites can come up and appear in the search engine results. See, another way of earning money on the internet is in my particular case is this company that I do. That I work with, that manage my website and have taught me how to build this website. I also get a commission for if I refer anyone, and that's called affiliate marketing. And again, that's another way of getting a passive income, where on your website you can recommend products. I do it, for example, on my Container Gardening for Food website. There's a page on survival gardening, and I wrote about it. And in that survival gardening page, I've actually got an advert for Berkey water filters, and because I actually own a Berkey water filter, and I recommend them because they're very good. And so if anybody sees the Berkey water filter advert on my website and they click it and they go through and buy one, I get a commission payment from that. It's not a huge amount, but obviously you're going for the large volume numbers. And that's it's as simple as that. That's basically how it works. And like I say, I don't earn huge amounts from the website, but what I do is it's just a constant trickle. And the idea of the passive streams of income is you have lots of different little trickles that all trickle into the one pot. So at the end of the month, the pot has filled up sufficiently to cover your bills. Anyway, so what I will do now, this is not something I do very often. I'm actually going to plug the site or the company that I do my website through, because I genuinely like these guys. They've really, really helped me. They've taught me everything I know about web building, and they are very, very good, and I genuinely recommend them. However, before I say who they are, you have to understand that this is not a quick get-rich-quick thing, or this is not a quick solution. It's going to take you a year to build your first website, but this website will turn into a business website and will give you an income. And I know a lot of people who deal with this company. What they generally do is they'll spend a year building a website, really focusing, concentrating on it. If they're working during the day or whatever, they'll just type up a page in the evenings or whatever, and publish just one page a day. I mean, even if you did say you did 1 page a day, I mean that's like 360 odd pages a year, and that's a huge website. Anyway, what a lot of people do is they'll narrow down a niche, they'll build a website on it. And normally, as long as it's a reasonably good niche, the website will pay for itself in the first year anyway, because you have to, like I say, it's an annual cost for this particular company. But whenever I've done websites with them, I've always made my money back in the first year. So it's sort of it's been fine. But I've lost track of where I was going now. but yeah, basically it's not some easy thing. You know, you have to put the work in, you have to put the time in to sit down, go through their training videos. They're all literally step-by-step training videos. They literally hold you by the hand and take you through things. If there's anything you don't understand, they have these amazing forums. They're closed forums, only members only can go in these forums, and every scrap of information you're ever going to need is in there, or there is somebody there who's been there, done it, and can get you through it. And I've used the forums quite a lot as well, and they're really good. But anyway, like I said, I don't do this. In fact, I don't think I've ever done this on Rick Van Man. I'm going to give you a link. If you're interested, I say, you know, entirely up to you, but if you are interested in this particular site that I've used, which have done me very well, I'm going to put a link below this video. And the company I use is called Site Sell or Site Build It. And yes, that link below is my affiliate link. So if anybody goes there and decides to buy, I do get a small payment, which is, again, that's another way of earning a passive income. And like I say, normally the Rick Van Man channel is not, it's not about plugging products and stuff like that, but I know there's an interest. People, you've told me that you want me to tell you about this stuff and how I'm doing this. So in this like kind of one-time only video, I'm going to plug Site Sell, and there's an affiliate link below. And if you really genuinely don't, you don't want me to get a payment for your referral if you're thinking of signing up, then just take off my I think it's Rick121 or whatever at the end of the URL, and just go to the main Site Sell address, and then I won't get anything. So I'm not that bothered either way really, but it would be nice if I do a referral. So I know some people are going to be saying that you are your own worst enemy with saying things like that, but I'm sorry, I feel really uncomfortable trying to plug stuff, if you see what I mean. It's so not in my nature to be a salesman, but there we go. Now anyway, the thing is, regarding the whole website, I know there are free website builders out there. You got like Moonfruit, and I know a few years back there was things like GeoCities and stuff where you can build a free website online, and they're all well and good, but they're generally unlikely to get much traffic unless you do them properly. And like I say, the only way that really helped me with this building the website was this particular company I went through, is the fact that they trained me from day one. And literally I had no HTML knowledge, I had no real knowledge on how to do it properly, and they took me by the hand and they took me through it. And as they took me through it, they explained to me how everything works, and it was the most valuable information I've ever had. It was like doing a college degree in web building, but I did it from the comfort of my own home in my own time. And I personally, I basically blocked off a couple of weeks when I first signed up for this this course and package deal, and I sat there for 2 weeks going through all of the videos. And it took big chunks of time out of my day. I was drinking tea and coffee like crazy while I was watching all this stuff, but I was learning so much, and I've carried that knowledge with me. And now whenever I do anything web related, I now fully understand how the web works, and I say fully understand. I now have a very good handle on how the web works and how to get traffic and how to make big numbers, not necessarily in money and stuff, but in traffic. So if you got any more questions about web building, I'm not entirely sure what else I can add to this, but if you got any specific questions, do feel free to leave them below. I know this video was probably going to be incredibly boring for some people who are not interested in this sort of thing, so I should put this warning. In fact, I will put a warning at the beginning. I'll record it in a minute to put anybody off sitting through this, because it might not be your cup of tea. Without further ado, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was useful to someone, wasn't too dull and boring. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.